I can see how, a perceived obstacle would be, I don't have enough time. But I've also seen, and this is speaking from personal experience as well, a lot of the times we feel apprehensive to try out a concept that we're not necessarily that familiar with, that we perhaps haven't mastered. What would you say to people who might be of that opinion, of that mindset, in terms of just incorporating something like this in your daily routine? It's fine if you're not a master. It's fine if you don't know the ins and outs of it.
When you say the ins and outs, what do you mean? Do you mean like the precise rituals that might go with it, or the pronunciation, or the...
Just the idea of doing something for the first time, where there are bits and pieces that you may do slightly different to the book.
And how would you deal with that?
Yeah, and how would you leave that aside if you still want to incorporate this in your day-to-day life?
Well, I would say that definitely might be an excuse people make. but so I'd have to say... Because if I'm speaking about my friends who have Indian heritage, I know they have no excuse, because a lot of their parents have chanted these when they were younger, and they've heard it many, many times in temple. Even if they didn't want to, they've heard it, So in that sense, that would definitely be an excuse. My Western friends, maybe they have a bit more of an excuse, because they haven't. So I would say if I'm speaking to my Indian friends, there isn't that excuse. Many of them do know. But if my Indian friends didn't know the chant, they really didn't know any chants at all, then what's the beginning process? Then I would say just sounding
I feel like I just want to hear more of that.
See, everyone could do that. Doesn't matter if you've never learned a word of Sanskrit language in your life. That's the sound of a baby, of a child. It's the sound of all humans. It's the first sound of the Sanskrit alphabet. It's the first sound of all alphabets. Anyone can do that. Sound has the capacity to immediately transform a space. And for many of us as humans, we have sound completely at our disposal, this amazing spiritual tool, this tool to help us. And just sounding even before Om, as a daily practice, even that for 1 minute, who knows what that might do, but we'd have to try it. And that doesn't take long, sitting down for a minute or two, sounding
As you say, starting is often the hardest part.
But you don't even have to. You could do it with me right now.
Why don't we? Why don't we? Let's... I think we'd be up for that. Why don't we end with the chanting session?
You see, he's trying to get out of doing it himself. He said, you see, this is the excuse. But we can end with a chanting session with all of us.